Run only as fast as I can, but my mind is free to sail across terabytes of reality, to soar above a pixel land in a rocket ship. The 9999 made of megabits. Ladies and gentlemen, leave the world and bring your friends. Step inside and close the door. Shut it out, plug it in, press start and we're flying. No use for your wars and slow, 'cause we build digital castles in the sky.
Hey, y'all, Dirty Distaggio here, back at you with the Lost Realm Level 11 video here. I'm going to basically just show a couple of things that really sets up a big game changer that I had basically in my mind. I came to the realization that a hero that I basically haven't used very much is also very, very, very good in Lost Realm. And so I then take that hero up in sort of ability level and essentially decide that it's worth also raising up the inscription level of that hero. But to do that, we need mana, so I'm going to take that hero against, place that straight against a versus challenge, Immo versus mana. So this is kind of how I came to that realization. Now, in this setup, I was using Thunder God, I was using Atlanticor, I was using Immortep, I was using Minotaur, and Pumpkin Duke, I want to say, and it was working okay. It was definitely working okay for level 11. But whenever I got up against those harder ones, okay, that's where I would really struggle. It sort of made me realize how powerful Immortep is, but how weak in a way Atlanticor is, because he just doesn't have any output. Doesn't have any damage output. Here's a failure. I had to insta-gem it, obviously. That was a really easy win. A really easy win. I should not have lost that one. In fact, that was just terrible. So I have to make some changes, obviously. So I might have to pull back my original thought that Atlanticor is, you know, godlike. This hero, on the other hand, is godlike. And DKMP maybe had it right long time ago, long before I got Immortep. I had to buy this hero recently for 7,500 shards, and I've come to the realization that this is an awesome hero for this game mode. I don't have Lad Dracula and I don't have Ares, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue, I'm going to finish up, I'm going to take his ability from 5 of 9 to 6 of 9, and you can see me doing that right here as I go through some high-speed video. So I'm going to buy some slimes there and get this ability up there. You can see it, there it is right there, took it up there to 120,000 ability points, if you will. That brings Storm of Seth then up to 220% damage, and I'll see that chance to stun every time too for half a second. But now that it's up there, I obviously need to raid. And what is the precious commodity of the end of year anyways? We gotta go with mana. It's mana. I mean, you will see bases like this with 600,000 gold, and you used to drool for bases like this, and now you see 200,000 mana and you're drooling. So there was basically a big old switcheroo on you there. And there's a victory there. A couple 100,000 mana, so that's not quite going to do it. We need to fill up our pool, which is close to 4 million. So we got to fill up a 4 million worth of vaults. And I'm kind of searching here, I'm scanning, and all I'm really looking for is, I'm just looking for mana level. Look at this, Drew. Oh, this is so awesome. You don't see these anymore. 900,000 mana. Oh man, this is probably only like a week after the update, and so it's really, really rare to see bases like this right now. People mostly just spend that mana right away on their inscription level of their heroes, and there we just landed almost 1.3 million to 1.2 million mana on that one. That one really helped fill up the vaults there. Currently got my vaults max capacity at 3.7 million. This raid here takes me to about 1.8 million of it there. That was only a couple 100,000. This is pretty much average, a couple 100,000 raids. And now the nice thing about needing mana for raids is that you can spend as much gold as you want, because you're basically, if you're farming millions of mana per day, you're basically going to be capped out on gold. So you might as well buy the best magic. And so you'll be seeing me just spend through just ungodly amounts of magic. And I have Ice Storm at level 5, which is funny because it just locks them down forever. And it does damage too, of course. But really the lockdown is what happens. I use that always if I ever see a Revitalize Ares. Because a Revitalize Ares, even when you're raiding, can smoke you. And so you do want to either dodge those bases, or you do want to blizzard them. Or if there's external buildings, you want to land on the external buildings first, so like your Reapers or Thunder Gods or Spirit Mages can take out that Ares before it has the ability to proc. And if you see a Revite 5 and your heroes are going in, that proc can literally end your day, and you will just wipe. It will happen. It's happened to me a few times. I don't think it happens to me in this series here, but again, we got a couple 100,000 there. We're at about 3 million. We got about 1 million left to go. Of course, I'm rounding. I tend to round. And yeah, there's an interesting base there, kind of the closed base formation. Yeah, those definitely do not work. There's a way to do that. There's a way to do a closed base to make it work for raid defense, but that's not the way. It's really hard to defend though against raids, to be honest with you, because look at the Sun God, the amount of magic you can just pull in there and take a couple 100,000 mana away here. Again, I'm getting tons and tons and tons of gold too, but I'm not even counting that, simply because I'm pretty much staying maxed out, and then my magic that I'm purchasing is taking me down, and then I remax out, etc. And you basically continually max out your mana. So yeah, you can see there we take that one out. Only about 150,000 mana there, not very much, but it is repetitive, guys, and there are people that have farmed over 100 million mana, because it does take you just over 22 million mana. I did misspeak once. I think I said 23 or 24 in a prior video. It's 22.4 million mana to max out an inscription. And I don't actually have, you can see there I'm finally at 3.7 million out of 3.7 million mana, and wow, mana is precious, guys. Spend that right away, guys. Do not log out. Do not log out without a lot of mana on your base, because you will get hit. You will get hit, and you don't want to lose it. You want to spend it right now on an inscription, and I don't actually spend it right now on an inscription, so I'll show that in the next video. But that's all I had, just real quick video. It's just basically the realization that Immortep is good. It's worth spending mana on maxing out that inscription, and also getting that ability up way higher than I have at 6 and 9. But hey, as always, keep it dirty and dirty up.